Unfortunately, our great American comeback has hit a speed bump. It has slowed down. It's not looking all that great for the time being. Now, the stock market today dropped 730 points. And the reason that happened, I am reading that there are two reasons. The number two reason, keep in mind, number two. The number two reason that the stock market is dropping now is investors are afraid because of the potential of a second wave. Number one reason, this tops the coronavirus. This tops any of their other fears. The number one fear among investors right now, the polls keep showing President Trump is falling behind, and Dementia Joe is gaining momentum. The number one fear among investors today is the possibility of a Joe Biden presidency, because they know the economy will absolutely go to shit under his puppet ship. There won't be no leadership going on there. Puppet ship. That's a scary thought when you think that he's not even president yet and he's already affecting the economy in a negative way. With Joe Biden as president, he's not going to have a position on anything. He's not going to have an active role in anything. His people will tell him, this is your position, this is your role, this is what you think, and this is what you're going to do, and this is what you're going to sign. Joe Biden will say, okay. Because he's not competent enough to actually be president. Maybe at one time he would have done a better job, which I don't know. He's been in government for almost 50 years and he hasn't accomplished anything worth a fuck. All the accomplishments that he's claiming are his on interviews are all being debunked, saying he actually had nothing to do with them. So, regardless of whether or not at one time he could have led the country, now he can't. He can't. He's not capable of doing it. His brain is gone. And it's very clear. He forgot the name of President Obama. He was his vice president. He was giving a speech somewhere, and he was talking about Obama. And he said, President, my boss. This is the best that the Democrat Party has to offer. If this is it, that is very sad. What a weak party. And yet they could very easily be running the country in just a matter of months. Think about that. How did enough people vote Joe Biden into the position to where he is now? How did he beat out all the other candidates? How could he have possibly beat out all the other candidates when he can't even form a thought? He can't finish. I just pulled a Joe Biden. He can't finish a sentence without fucking it up. The other day he said 120 million Americans died from the coronavirus. There hasn't even been 120 million deaths worldwide. Who the hell voted him into this position? I don't think anybody did. I think this was rigged. Bernie Sanders was the one who had the popularity. He was the one gaining momentum. He was the one that people wanted. People wanted him. And then he was definitely right there to be to get the Democratic nomination for president. He was right there. And everybody thought he was going to get it. Nobody thought otherwise. And then suddenly Joe Biden is beating him. Out of nowhere, Joe Biden? No. They're hoping that they can use Obama's legacy for Joe Biden to piggyback off of, enough of, to gain Obama supporters. People who voted Obama, they're hoping will now vote for Biden. That's how their brains are working. They are using him as the perfect Trojan horse. He is an empty vessel. He is nothing. He is dead inside. He is just a figurehead. You get him into office, and then you feed him full of positions and agendas and thoughts and everything. He is an empty slate. You can get him to do and say whatever you want him to do. And that's what the Democrats want. Whoever is really running the country, if he wins, it won't be Joe Biden. Whoever it is will be pumping him full of shit to do and say, and he will just go out there and do it. He'll say, okay. And then he'll attempt to say what they told him to say, and he'll fuck it up every step of the way. But it won't matter, because in the background, whoever is really running the show will actually accomplish whatever it is they're pushing, and he'll have nothing to do with it. Everybody knows this. And I hate to admit it, but I am starting to have my doubts. It's not looking good for President Trump. The only thing I can hope for is that the polls are wrong now, just like they were in 2016. 2016, they all thought he couldn't possibly win. Everyone's pretty much thinking the same thing now, and hopefully they'll be wrong, just like they were last time. And I hate to admit it, but I am getting worried. It is looking iffy. And I hate to admit it, but I am getting worried that he might not win this presidency. I am trying to not let my mind go there, but at the same time, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for a Biden presidency. As disappointing and heartbreaking and tragic as that would be, I have to admit to myself that that is a very real possibility. I cannot believe that there could be enough Americans out there who are stupid enough to actually want him as president. But there's a lot of stupid motherfuckers out there. And it's a possibility. And this Black Lives Matter movement is a huge threat. A lot of people are being turned against the president because of this, I think. This whole George Floyd situation has not been good for him. Thankfully, we are still months away, and we have the debates coming up in September. And to see President Trump lay into Biden, it's going to almost be like elder abuse. It's almost going to be sad. And I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a bloodbath. And I hope President Trump brings up everything about his son, Ukraine, China, Obamagate, which I haven't brought up in these videos. But I just hope President Trump is out for blood and absolutely obliterates this dementia fuck piece of shit. The only thing we can really hope for is that the polls are wrong. The media is wrong. And all the bullshit going on in the country is not enough to bring down the greatest president of my lifetime.